Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Ain't clip beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup Lockdown, where we are covering Season 3, Episode 11. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group and on Instagram at Love After Lockup Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Lisa.
And this week we're covering Season 3, Episode 11. This is an episode of Life After Lockup titled Up in Old Flames. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic.
I don't really have much to say today. I didn't prepare anything. Do you have anything to say?
Everything is wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, you know what would make things more wonderful, though?
What's that?
A giant stack of pancakes.
I can't eat pancakes. I don't know what it is about them. They make me sick.
Well, Waffle House, give her some breakfast sausages.
I do love my sausages.
A giant plate of breakfast sausages. I will eat her pancakes.
Well, this week we are going to start with Sarah, Michael, and Maria. And Sarah is telling her therapist how mad she is that Michael is not doing what she wants, as though he ever has.
She's still not figured it out after all this time. She calls her actor boyfriend using a very thick black scent and asks him to calm her down.
But then she starts screaming at him. Like, she's like, calm me down. And then she's yelling at him. I'm like, that's not the way to handle this.
This was the thickest version of her accent I have heard thus far. She was full blown. She wasn't even in and out. It was consistent.
I'm glad we did, or that you did that poll online to find out which way we should refer to her accent so that we are doing this accurately.
I mean, I just don't. We've spoken about this before. At what point is this insulting to anyone? Because no one's saying anything.
It's always been like it to me. It's always seemed insulting because what are you doing?
Like, what if you and I just accidentally broke out when we were okay? So let's take Joe, for example, from the UK. If you and I spoke spoke like we do in America to each other, and then as soon as Joe gets on a call with us, we start using a British accent. It's no different.
Yeah.
It's like I only use this accent in certain scenarios, and it just so happens to be when I'm speaking to my British friend. I mean, it's the same thing.
Listen, next time we talk to him while we're recording or whatever, I'm going to try to use my best English accent and see if he says anything.
Listen, I suck at that, so I am not even going to try, but we'll just have you do it, and, like, I won't say anything. I'll act as if everything is totally normal, because that's what happens with Sarah. Everyone around her is just like, okay, it doesn't matter that she doesn't normally speak like this when she's just with me, but all of a sudden Malcolm comes in, and we're full-blown black scent.
You never know with Joe, too. He just might not say anything either. Just be like, you're off your shit. I don't even know. We love Joe.
Yeah, but I mean, he may expect that from you. From me, he'd be like, what is going on here?
Definitely from me, he would expect something like that. Well, Malcolm does. He tells her to stay calm and he tries to talk her down. And I feel like there's not really, I feel like, I know you're hung up on him being an actor and I haven't made a decision, but this feels very withdrawn. It's not something that two people who are emotionally entwined are going. The way he was talking to her just didn't strike me that he cared a tremendous amount about her.
It didn't feel, I mean, it was hard to kind of hear him, but I was just like, this whole thing felt really weird. It was like,
Yeah,
I don't feel like this is like, it didn't sound as if this is the person where she could run to and he's like calming her down. That's not what it sounded like.
it
It was
was.
almost like as if he was surprised that she was calling or something. It was weird.
Well, at first, I was trying to figure out who she was even talking to.
Me too.
She said that she's over Michael not having any consequences. This is the thing about her that bothers me the most is she's so like hung up on Michael not having to do anything and she has to do everything. That happens for so many people throughout the world every single day. You're not the only one. And I know we've said this before, but it just grinds on my nerves.
Also, this is the only life she's ever known with Michael. She has
Mhm.
never had him as a partner in life, like a mom and dad situation ever. So, especially not with Rain. I mean, I think there was probably a little bit of a portion of uh my what's her name?
Aviana.
Aviana's life, but not but Aviana was so young, she doesn't even remember Michael.
Right.
So,
So the producer comes out to her car and asks her if she's okay. And she, of course, is running around like she's lost her mind. If they told her to up the dramatics, I think that's what she's trying to do. Like, I think some of it's legit. I think she legitimately gets mad at Michael for what he does. Who wouldn't? But I do feel like she plays up a lot of the stuff. Like they kind of encouraged her to act up and run around and yell and scream.
because that's how she always acts. She's always, like, running around and screaming.
That would be
It's
obnoxious to be around, honestly.
yeah, and like I said, she barely smiles. I mean, when she does, it's very rare, but yeah, she's just, like, she smiles around her kids, and that's about it. Everything else, she's, like, miserable, and that's fine, a as long as, like, you're actually not scowling and miserable around your kids only on camera are you smiling at them,
Yeah.
but we don't know. But I think what happened, because it happened so fast, she calls her therapist into the bathroom or something like that, to talk to her, and she says, "I wanna get rid of him." Is
Oh,
that
I
what I
missed that.
heard?
I don't know. I didn't write that
Yeah,
down.
it was, like, weird. I don't know, it was just, like, at the very end of this small segment here.
Well, next up, Lacey, Shane, and John. And Lacey says she's been up since 3 a.m. and she's feeling anxious and ready. And it's the day they've been waiting for.
Yeah, she jumps on, Shane's lap, and she asks him if he's ready to get her pregnant, and they're gonna do that embryo transfer today.
She says she wishes he could be in there for with her, but she's going to try to videotape it. Why would you videotape it?
It seems invasive. I'm sorry.
I well, I mean, okay, okay. It would be one of these things. I would not want it videoed myself getting videoed doing this, but I also am not on OnlyFans showing my lady bits.
Yes, but let's not okay, to not get so gross here, literally what they're doing is, like, sticking a utensil, like, through her vagina and up through her friggin' cervix, which vomit. I wanna die. I would not videotape that. I will pass out if I did that.
Well, why would you want to see it? I don't
I don't
understand. It's not a minute. It's not like you're going to look back on it after your child's born and be like, "Oh, remember the day." Just
I'm feeling very uncomfortable.
if you want to do something like that, do your face, like your face while it's being done. You'd be like, "Oh, it's getting done right now." I don't know, but how do you? Oh, just no. Mm-mm.
No, 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 and I was well, here's the thing, here's why she might not wanna put it on her face, because she's having a procedure done, and I'm not sure if this is an actual surgery or if it's done in, like, just the fertility doctor's office, but can she have makeup on? Because we know, that Lacey's not going no makeup on her Instagram. Here's me during my insemination
Do you
or
think that
whatever it is.
she
That's not even what it is.
do you think that she would put the video up on Instagram or just for him?
God, I hope she wouldn't put it on OnlyFans, but I would think it would just be for him. I know you said Instagram, but I'm
I thought
thinking
you
how
said
many people would
Instagram.
pay for that? Oh, huh?
I thought you said Instagram,
Oh,
which is
yeah,
why
no,
I
no,
asked.
no, I did before, but I'm saying right now, like,
Yeah.
I know I said Instagram, but, like, can you think about her putting it on OnlyFans? That's gross, and people would pay for that for all the wrong reasons.
I don't
Oh,
like it.
no.
Yeah, he says not being in there sucks because he's missing the beginning stages. This goes back to I don't think he has the slightest clue what any of the stages are other than when the baby comes out. Like he's clueless.
Yeah. I I know, because I was thinking that's such a weird statement because this isn't a normal thing. It's not a normal process. Like, the way you would have a baby without assistance is just having sex, and then
Right.
this is not the baby being birthed. This is just her having an embryo that's, um, been, fertilized, put into her uterus. So I don't know
Right.
what he's thinking. I don't know, maybe she didn't explain it to him, but the reason why he can't be in there is because we're in the pandemic right now in this season.
He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, so what he understands is really debatable.
Yeah, I would say.
She said she's been scared to go through the process because it's so expensive, like 25K, and she says she can't afford to do it more than once.
Mhm. Yeah, they so because of this, she decided she's gonna transfer 2 embryos because then you're only paying, I'm assuming, for that one procedure, and I'm guessing you can either decide to have 1, 2, 3, whatever, but the risks are is that if you do more than 1, you could have twins.
Right. So he says he wants a big family, but he's currently furloughed because of COVID, and he's worried about how he's going to be able to afford to pay for the family, the baby, and all of that. I would assume that you would continue or expand your OnlyFans venture. You know what I mean? If that's where they're making money, she must make really good money. She bought a house, she has
And
multiple cars.
what more do you have to do? But she has, like, okay, so this is just the pandemic. They can do whatever the hell they want behind their own doors.
Uh huh.
So no one put a halt on OnlyFans videos. In fact, it was probably making a killing at this point because people weren't going out and doing what they normally would do. So people were probably flooding OnlyFans. So for them to make content during this, they were probably making more money than they were before. So I call bullshit on this.
Yeah. Next up, Brittany and Marcelino. And Brittany says she's tired of her mom letting everybody down.
Yeah, so last we left off, her mom just up and left the kids with her sister. At least she waited for the sister to get there before she left because that could have been a huge disaster. So she had enough wherewithal to do that and not just like up and leave them. And right at this point, Brittany says she trusts her, but that's not the point. She said she meaning she trusts her sister, but that's not the point. The point was that she left her kids with the mom and not with the sister.
Right. She entrusted her children to her mom, and her mom failed. I think that failure is the main point because Brittany seems very close to her sister, and she's also mentioned that she let her sister babysit other times. So that is not, like you said, the issue.
Mhm.
She does say she's not going to tolerate her mom's shit anymore. But Brittany is a
No,
very forgiving person.
she is, but I don't know how forgiving she's gonna be. We haven't yet, like, seen her children be in danger, which
Right.
is what happened here.
Well,
So
were they ever really in danger?
but they could have been.
They could
That's
have
the
been.
thing.
Yeah.
It was because clearly something was going on here where mom bailed. So we don't know whether because she's clearly actively using.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think that the whole thing was like that. She Brittany unknowingly put her children into harm's way, and she didn't know.
Brittany says when her mom and sister moved to Vegas, she was excited and thought it was going to be the best thing, but her mom has turned destructive.
Yeah, she's just like, this is just not gonna fly with me anymore. And if she doesn't change, she's just not gonna be in her life anymore, and she's just done.
Of all the things her mom has done to her, you know what I mean? I would imagine that she has a very short leash with her.
Yeah.
And I don't know, honestly, if I ran away at 12 and then my mom moved away without knowing where I was, that I would ever speak to her again. I don't think, like I've said this before, there are some things that just aren't forgivable.
Yeah, that's very true. We found out that when Brittany was locked up, her mom never even wrote to her, and she's even then still had an open heart for her mother. It that's I I think I agree with you. I can't just see me going, "Hey, yeah, you gave two shits about me for my entire life, and now all of a sudden I'm gonna allow you to be in my life." No, she doesn't deserve this.
I don't think she does. Brittany says if her mom wants to behave like this, she's not going to be a part of their lives. And I believe her.
Yeah, apparently everyone has washed their hands of her mom except for Brittany and her sister.
So far, I mean, we don't know at this point because she just emptied her sister's account. I don't know
Yeah.
if we've gotten to that yet. Yeah, I think we talked about that in the last episode.
Mhm.
Brittany says the first time she tried to help her mom, she was 25 and had just gotten out of prison. If that doesn't prove it right there, she's trying to get her own life back together and still she's trying to help her mom.
Yeah. She's just tired, and Brittany wants to get her sister out from her mom's apartment because she feels like it's a bad situation for her. And if her sister is trying to do something good in life and she doesn't need her around her mom.
Brittany's sister says she doesn't understand their mom's mentality and she doesn't even believe that their mom wants to get better, which would be an understandable way to feel when somebody disappoints you over and over and over again.
Yeah, she needs a wake-up call, and I guess they're saying she just literally needs no one to be able to reach out to her, to know where to go, hit rock bottom, and then maybe she'll become fully clean.
Yeah. Brittany says she's going to do whatever it takes to make sure her sister doesn't have the same kind of trauma she went through. I do not blame her. Next up, Angela and Tony, and Tommy pulls up and Angela comes out and he gives her a gift.
I just wanna know, why is Angela the only one that gets the fun music with the lyrics?
What do you mean?
No one else gets the fun now you'll pay attention to this now that I mentioned it, because 'cause I've been noticing it. Only Angela gets the, like, Timu country music with the lyrics in it when her portion starts.
Really?
Yes, yep,
Oh, I'm
listen
going to
to
pay
it next
attention.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets, like, this, like, country, like, the kinda country music you would hear, like, it's like kids bop country music or something like that, and and it just, like, comes on, and it's like, some whatever, I'm not even gonna try to I was gonna try to sing something, but yeah, it's just, like, some country shit. If you have time, go back in this episode, and this is a great example.
I'm going to have to check that out.
It's only Angela.
I'm bummed that we can't do another Battle of the Bands. That was a lot of fun.
I know, we got screwed out of that one.
Tommy says he expected Tony to trick Angela. I think at some point she just
Didn't
got
he?
sick of his shit. At the beginning, but then she was smart enough not to file their wedding certificate, their marriage certificate. And she also met him at her house with a bat. It doesn't say, "Come here, honey."
That's true. And she opens this gift from Tommy, and it's this really weird light thing, and it's got some random stickers on it, and it looked like something that I would have made, like, in technology class in high school. It looked like one of those gumball machines, but it was light.
I feel like they should have shown it more because I bet it was neat. It looked really weird and the whole thing sounded really weird because it did. It looked like shop class kind of shit you do in
Yeah.
high school. And it's like, oh, look, I made this for you. But
It had like Dollar Tree stickers on it, I thought. I didn't have time to go back. But there
I
was
don't
like little
know.
stickers and you're like the dial in the front. I was like, what's happening here?
It's nice
They're
of
probably
him to
like they
make.
found it. Well, if he did make it, if they didn't just go to this thrift store or something and like, here, Tommy, give this to Angela and pretend that you made it.
Well, Tommy asks her if she's happy, and she says she's lonely and she's needing someone in her life. Imagine how that makes Tommy feel. Like, not only is she said, I don't want you because I have Tony. Then Tony turns out to be a piece of shit, shocking. And then she's like, I don't want you because I have Ross. And he's like, you barely have Ross. What the fuck? What am I?
She tells Tommy, have I ever told you about Ross? Here's where Ross may not be real because how come Tommy doesn't know about Ross? If
Hmm.
Ross was in her life longer than Tony, why did Tommy know about Tony but not about Ross?
Yeah, that seems a little weird that she wouldn't have ever mentioned him.
Yeah.
She tells Tommy, because he asks, that Ross was in prison for possession of a firearm, but we know that for the most part, people who are in for possession of a firearm have prior offenses. So
Fires.
he's probably like a lifelong or multiple offender type of situation.
Or he didn't have a permit, but I don't know what state there that he was in. I don't know what who knows.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
don't know.
I'm guessing by the look of this guy, he's not new to this shit.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. I mean, not to judge a book by a cover, but I guess you can in this situation. And she's going to have a video date with him today, so we're going to get to see Ross.
Well, Tommy asks her if they've ever met in person, and she says yes, which he's disappointed about. But then she says, "But me and Tony are done," which he's happy about. So there's got to be a lot of mixed feelings going on for Tommy.
And she says they're close, like best friends. And here's Tommy, like, well, what to me, I'd be like, well, what am I? And who the hell is Ross? You had this best friend?
She shits all over Tommy. Like, she takes him for granted. He says, "How can a spark rise up and then just fall away like that?" He says, "It sounds fake."
Yeah. I think he's got her number. Yeah. She says that she knew him before Tony. She just never let him go, even when she was with Tony. Even though this is the very first time we've heard any mention about Ross.
The timing is weird, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Tommy says, "Isn't that like cheating?" And she says, "No, because we were never sexual."
It's still
Mm-mm.
cheating.
That's still,
I would beg to differ all day on that one. It
yeah,
is cheating.
it is.
Anything you can't tell your spouse about that you think that they would be mad about when it comes to and any sort of emotional or romantic relationship is cheating.
Preach. So Tommy says Tony was a big mistake and he doesn't want to see her do that same thing again.
She's just like, well, there you go again with me and my inmates. Hello, Angela. This would be a huge fucking concern for people in anyone's life.
Look at the shit that Tony put you through. Why wouldn't Tommy be concerned? And if Tommy was doing the same thing with women from prison, as a friend, we would hope that you would be just as upset.
And I bet she would. I really bet she would too. Even though she's doing the same thing. She'd have all these reasons why this is a bad idea.
It's like anybody from the outside can see what a problem these situations are, but the person who's in it is like, no, it's fine.
I just don't know why she would go back to it knowing she just had such a friggin' bad experience. Why you'd be like, yep, I'm just going to try this all over again. And I feel like it's again because of just her insecurities. Like, if I don't go this route, I can't have a man that looks like this. That's how I feel. I feel like she's being materialistic as far as men go. Like,
Yeah, I agree with you. A lot of the
mhm,
cast members do, though. Like when it doesn't work out with one inmate, they go look for another inmate for whatever reason.
yeah. Tommy says, I need to go back to, or back. He said, maybe I need to go to jail because then she'll be attracted to him.
And she just laughs. I don't think he was joking. I think he was trying to make a
No.
point. So Tommy says that it's not going to last and she's going to get her heart broken again and he'll be there again.
Yeah, and he tells her just to be careful, and she's not going to be.
No. Next up, Andrea and Lamar, and they are having a picnic in their backyard.
Here's your barbed wire. I wrote it down. That's where
Yeah.
you saw the barbed wire. Yep. Tennyson is just trying to eat. He's hungry and he keeps picking at stuff. And they need to wait for Nyla. And oh my God. Andrea, being Andrea, tells him that if he starts eating the food without her, that the food will give him the coronavirus.
If he eats it before they pray, it will give him corona.
Yeah.
Not even just waiting for his sister, because that would be just stupid. But to say, if you don't pray over this food, you're going to get COVID is fucked up. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned in the last 5 minutes how much I fucking hate this woman.
She's awful. Why would you tell your children something like this?
You're going to catch this disease.
The equivalent. What's the equivalent of telling them you're going to poison them, which you have already done that?
Yep. But Tennyson just tells her that's not how COVID works, which is the only proper response.
It is. Yeah, and of course her children need to be the adults in the situation, always. Now Andrea brings up the fact again that she wants to get Priscilla baptized because Priscilla is already almost 8.
Yeah, she said, how are we going to get Priscilla baptized during COVID? And Lamar goes, have who baptized?
I know.
Who? What? What are you talking about?
I don't know how long ago she became Mormon because she must have not been Mormon when she got pregnant with Priscilla, because normally you would have your child baptized while they're an infant. And if Priscilla's 8.
So there must be something about Mormons that they wait until 8, because she's brought up the fact that Priscilla's now 8. So now she has to do it. I think it's because she's supposed to be able to make her own decision at 8. I don't know how at 8 you can make that decision.
Weird.
Speculation. I'm not sure.
I hate when she says this. She needs her baby to be covered by the blood of Christ.
Oh my God.
Or coronavirus.
She's so ridiculous. Everybody keeps telling her that there's no way to do it right then, and she just needs to wait. Wait until Corona's over and they can do it exactly how it's supposed to be done.
Imagine being this Delulu going, oh, if I get my child baptized, then nothing bad could possibly ever happen to her. And then what happens when knock on wood, if something does, then what's your excuse then? Why didn't the blood of Christ protect her? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you explain that?
I was always under the impression that it doesn't protect them from bad things happening it doesn't protect anybody from bad things happening to them. It just, if you die, you're going to heaven because you've been saved. That was my understanding.
Me too, but that's not the way Andrea has been portraying it this entire time. She's just like, I need my baby to be protected.
But she's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah. But I get I know what you're saying.
Well, he tells her to wait, and she says the only reason he wants to wait is because he doesn't want to do it. Maybe he's just trying to be reasonable.
Yeah. And then they finally pray over the meal. And Andrea then starts to make small talk and talks to Tennyson and said, what did you guys do today?
Right. And Tennyson tells her that they went and spent some time with Dulo. And she asks how it went. And Tennyson says that this is confusing. He says he tried weed for the first time. And she says, don't play with me. Why would you fuck with her knowing how she is? He did not try it. He was just offered it.
Yeah, I couldn't hear the word that he said. I didn't know that it was the word try, but yeah, I don't know if that's what he said. I don't know why he would ever say that. And I don't know why he mentioned it at all. I mean, I guess so, being that their religion is probably you're not supposed to hide anything, even though Andrea is a big fat liar.
Mm-hmm. Well, Lamar explains to Andrea how everything went down. And Tennyson is 18. So Tennyson's 18 and Nyla is 15. And Andrea says that Dulo has no respect for her or him. I can understand her perspective on this one.
Yeah, and here's our answer too. I thought that Tennyson was younger than Nyla, but it's the other way around. So you were right on that he is 18. Um, I mean, Dulo knowing that Andrea would be a crazy person over this, I, I, I guess that's my only thing. I don't think he was trying to disrespect her. I honestly think he hurt Lamar more than anyone.
Yeah, he's the one. But why? Why did Tennyson need to tell her at all? At all?
I know.
Tennyson tells her that she's over exaggerating. What the fuck else would you expect from this woman? Does she ever just respond accordingly?
No. She feels sick and she feels sorrow because she said this is what she says this is what happens in LA. My kids are offered drugs. Okay. It could have been way fucking worse because this is just marijuana. Get over it. If that's the worst thing that's going to happen to this kid,
It's better for him to be offered marijuana than to be offered alcohol, in my opinion.
true.
And then she said Dulo is garbage. Fuck you, Andrea.
To tell your husband that his brother is garbage is crazy work.
Right?
So
That's such a
rude.
shitty thing to do.
It's terrible.
Lamar says that Dulo was just testing Tennyson to see what he'd do. That sounds like an excuse. And we know that
No,
was not what was happening. I think Lamar should have just leaned into it and been like, yeah, I shut that shit down.
I think Dulo just wasn't thinking. He knew Tennyson was 18 now, and I think he just wasn't thinking. And he was just like, "Do you want some?" Because he's probably used to doing that all the time. And probably people don't turn it down.
Yeah, or they do and it's not a big fucking deal. You know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
good. It doesn't have to be this thing that she's creating. Well, she starts yelling at Tennyson for not calling her immediately to tell her what happened. And Tennyson tries to explain to her that Lamar shut it down as soon as it happened. But she doesn't want to hear that.
Yeah, and he did the right thing. He absolutely did the right thing. He had no control over another person's actions.
Yep.
He could not stop or possibly know that Dulo was going to do that. But he did the right thing in the end. It's just like Andrea is like now in her mentality. She's just like, "Oh, I should never let him go over there again. Or if I had not let him go over to Dulo's, this would never have happened." That's not how life works.
Nothing fucking happened anyway. He got
No.
offered. He said no. Lamar backed him up. The end. That's the end of the fucking story.
Yeah.
Well, and then this lunatic throws food on Lamar, and the kids just look at each other. But Tennyson kind of seems to be grinning like he thinks it's funny.
I think they both were grinning a little bit. I noticed that too, but I don't know. Maybe they're just so used to this that it just is funny between them. Mom being crazy again. I don't know.
I would hate if she were my mother.
I would think she seems like she would do this, so I want to say that this was production telling her to do this, but I'm sorry. She seems like she would do this.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think this was faked. And Andrea says this is exactly why we need Priscilla baptized, because if you baptize your child, it will stop people from offering her pot.
For fuck's
Good.
sake. And then she says she's leaving and tells them to get the cameras out of her face. I don't know why these people think that they have the ability to tell them you can't record anymore. You signed the contract, and the contract probably says they can follow you into the bathroom if they feel like it.
Yeah, we learned that from Tyrese, how
Yeah.
he said he didn't want to do something, and they were like, no, sir, you signed a contract.
Mm-hmm. So all of these scenes are pretty short. Next up is Lacey, Shane, and John. And Shane is helping the kids with their homework. And he says having them home all day is like being at a carnival that never ends. I don't know if that's positive or negative.
I mean, I was let me tell you something. I was so glad that at that point I only had one child at home and he was 16 because I could not imagine what that would have been like. with 3 children.
Mm-mm.
No, thank you. But he was helping her with her math, and he's explaining to her, this is Lacey's daughter, that you have to do your homework because it's a big percentage of your grade, and that if she gets good grades, he'll get her all the candy she wants. You should never say something like that. Never.
He's so young though, like he's a
I
kid
know.
himself. He's probably like, I want all the candy.
They're gonna eat the candy together.
So she's taking a digital pregnancy test, and he says he would have to work a lot and save up a lot of money to try another round of IVF.
Yeah. And she shows the test, and they're pregnant, and she also puts the pee stick up to her nose at one point. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, but have you seen people put like pregnancy tests in cake and stuff like that to surprise other people?
That's fucking gross. No.
It is so gross to think. Like, I watch things on TikTok all the time and I'm like, bitch, you peed on that. Get it the fuck away from food. And also don't put it in somebody's face. Don't give it to your kids to go wave around. What are you doing?
If you didn't notice this, you need to go back, because she literally has it to her top lip like several
Oh my
times. And I'm like,
goodness.
what are you doing? Are you smelling it? Are you kissing it? Get that away from your face.
Yuck. He said he's definitely prepared to be a dad. And she says any feelings she had for John are dead.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Next up, Sarah, Michael, and Maria, and they are getting ready for Rain's party, and she thanks Malcolm for being there.
Yeah, they have the cake there. They're gonna have friends, and then Emmy walks in. So Michael did not show up a few days ago when he told her he would, and he has not answered any of her calls or her texts, which is not true, right? Because didn't he call her while she was at he called her, right?
I don't think so.
No? Oh, okay, maybe. I don't know.
Malcolm, she talked to Malcolm at the
Oh,
therapist's
that's right. It was
office.
Malcolm. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Malcolm is meeting Sarah's family for the first time, which I thought they had been together for like a little minute.
That's what I said. I'm like, so I think it was supposed to be 3 months. So you mean to tell me that in 3 months' time, you have not introduced Malcolm to any of your family,
Right.
and you've only ever talked about him to Emmy that we know of? Because you remember she told Emmy about Malcolm while they were in the training gym thing or whatever. So I'm like, come on now. It's all adding up.
Wouldn't you want your best friend and your boyfriend to meet? Like most people would get excited.
Yeah, at least it would they would at least meet your best friend, because you'd want to go out somewhere or something and be like, "Hey, Malcolm, meet us out. This is my boyfriend, Malcolm." Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
None of her family has met him. Her best friend has not met him. We know that they're not in the pandemic in their segment here. So I don't know what's going on. But eventually Michael does call her, and she says to him, "What's going on?" And she's all sassy already.
Because he didn't show up when she wanted and she didn't get to
Yeah.
do the big reveal of Malcolm. And again, I don't think Michael gives half a shit though.
Not the way she thinks he should.
Emmy says that it's disrespectful the way Michael's acting, and Malcolm says it's very inconsiderate, which is a diplomatic thing to say. He's not like, he's a fucking piece of shit dad.
Oh, he is very inconsiderate. This is what his script said. Michael was apparently driving around in New York trying to find the party. What century are we in here? He doesn't have
Come
any way to navigate. He's just
on.
gonna be like, he's gonna pull over at a gas station and be like, "Can you give me directions to Rain's party?" Like, he knows where the fuck he's going.
Well, he doesn't because he never got the address. He called and asked her about the cake, or she got a hold of him and he asked her about the cake. And he's calling her 10 minutes before the party starts, going, where is this party?
Okay. All right. I guess that makes more sense. And that's when she said, "I'll send you the directions." But if you want him to be there and you want him to come and you're so concerned about him being there, you could have texted him those directions or the address a long fucking time ago. Why are we doing it now?
because she wanted to have time in between to have him meet Malcolm. And then if she did that, she knew he would have to contact her before the party to get the address, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
He says she's trying to flex by telling him that the party starts in 4 minutes, and he didn't do anything wrong because he told her when he would be there, which is a fucking lie. You did tell her when you'd be there, and then you didn't show up.
Also, wouldn't it have been nice for him to offer to help her set up the party or something and not show up 4 minutes in and be like, "Hey, what's up, my peeps? I have done nothing to help with this party."
Yep. I never do anything for my girls, and I'm going to continue to do nothing.
Yeah.
And he just rambles with his bullshit excuses.
Yeah, and then Emmy asks Malcolm if she's like, right? I think I might have wrote this down wrong. She asked Malcolm if Michael and he have met yet. But again, wouldn't she know this?
Unless,
Right? Because Michael's been gone
yeah.
and Malcolm only been around for a couple months.
So some things do not align here because, yeah, Emmy asks Sarah if she's going to try to catch Michael outside and tell him that Michael is inside. And I swear, I don't think that Michael gives a shit. I don't know why you would need to do any of it. Just let him walk in. What's he going to do? Start throwing things?
I don't know.
You just call the fucking cops on him. I mean, that would be traumatic for Rain and Aviana, but
The whole thing is that Sarah wants Michael to be jealous, and that's not how it's gonna go.
right,
She's
exactly.
being selfish. Yeah.
Next up, Angela and Tony's on the phone telling Andre that he's living in a hotel and he is miserable without Angela.
Yeah, we need to pull Andre out of the wings here to make this exciting. Yeah, again, somehow Tony's closest friend doesn't know he's been living in a motel for 4 months. Tony hasn't contacted anyone. I have no one else to talk to but my prostitutes. But hey, for the last 4 months, I've been living in a motel. No shit.
He says in the past, all he had to do was touch and caress her and give her all the love she needs, and she would forgive him. Ugh.
I wish he would stop saying this. He thinks he can get her back. Still.
Always. And then Andre tells him whatever he's done, he needs to make it right. I don't know if Andre's a good dude, but you know, it would be nice if Tony would make it better, make it okay, stop being a little fucker.
He's not going to, because he doesn't actually want Angela for the right reasons. He just doesn't want to live in a motel.
Yep. He does say that she could have hit him with the bat and she didn't. So that's progress.
Okay.
Next up, Andrea and Lamar, and Nyla walks in and tells Lamar good morning and asks him if he slept on the couch. And he says, I tossed and turned.
Yeah, they're just kind of having a conversation about everything that happened. And Nyla said that Mom got mad at her too because Tennyson told her about it and not Mom. Well, I would see why he would do that.
Yeah. Nyla asked him what happened, and he said he didn't know that Dulo was going to blaze a blunt, but even so, he wouldn't have let Tennyson smoke it.
Blaze a blunt.
Blaze a blunt. That was a blunt. Like, it was not a joint. It was a blunt. Yeah.
No. Yeah, it was. And yeah, Nyla wants him to talk to Andrea and just have a talk. But they do this and it doesn't help. It's always just Andrea's way is the way or the highway.
I don't understand why Lamar puts up with it, because it always has to be Andrea's way.
Mm-hmm.
He says at the end of the day, she needs to trust him as a parent, and Nyla agrees with him.
Yeah, it's been 3 years since he's been out of prison. So life is all right, but they did live apart because Andrea decided to move.
It's on her.
But that is on her. She could have given him a chance to learn how to be a parent for a little longer instead of moving away from your husband.
So Andrea walks into the kitchen and asks And Lamar asks her if she's still mad, and she says she definitely is. He says she needs to trust him and Tennyson both.
Yeah, he wants her to know that they're always going to do the right things. And um Lamar tells Andrea that Tennyson told Dulo that he can't do drugs, so he has a clear mind for his mission. And she didn't believe that. She thought that he was making that up. She's like, he didn't say that.
She said she raised her kids in the Mormon faith, and they don't need synthetic things to make them happy. Weed isn't synthetic, you dumbass.
I heard that too. I'm like, that's not synthetic. It's not a synthetic drug. It can be, but it's not. And again, she tells Lamar, and she uses this as an excuse. This is exactly why I need Priscilla baptized, and that she spoke to the church, and that Tennyson can actually baptize her in a pool because he holds a priesthood.
I don't even know what that means. That
I
seems
don't know
very
either.
strange. Just go to a swimming pool and Tennyson can do it.
Dunk your
Okay.
sister's head, and yeah, it's
Right,
everything's solved.
And all you need to do is dunk your sister in the swimming pool and everything is honky dory. What the fuck?
Except that the water has to be blessed, doesn't it?
I don't know, man.
They're gonna bless the entire pool.
I didn't know Tennyson was a priest either.
He's a priest.
She says she's not going to make Lamar be part of the baptism, but she wants him to allow her to do it.
Yeah, that's what she calls a compromise. Yeah, he does eventually agree to the baptism because he said he knows what this means to Priscilla. So he ultimately says yes.
He does say he's not sure he wants to be a part of it too, but he does agree, like you said. So she wants them to go together to tell the kids about them agreeing to the baptism. And he says she can tell them because he's going back to sleep. Next up, Angela and Tony. And Angela's reading a card or a letter that Ross sent her.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, then Ross calls her on the video, like, because this is their video date call, whatever. And he just tells her, I've been fishing. And for some reason, I thought he was still in jail. But then I remembered that she said he was out.
Yeah. She did let him know that she was reading his letters, but that she had burnt all of Tony's.
I don't believe she did.
No.
And she's talking about her hair, and she asks him if he likes her hair down and curly, and he says yes. And she tells him, I'm dying to see you. But then Ross says, the reason why you haven't seen me is because it's been Tony this and Tony that. Well, she was getting married.
Right. She says Ross knows about Tony because he's heard her talk about him, but Ross doesn't like Tony because every time there's an issue with Tony, she runs right to Ross to complain about him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he says you should have known that Tony was no good, and Ross basically tells her, you're going to have to prove that you're done with him. And that's fair.
Yeah, it's totally fair. I mean, Ross points out to her that Tony doesn't have an honest bone in his body, which is the truth. I think he lies more than he tells the truth.
Yeah, and she's still wearing the ring, that one that she said she was going to hang in the toilet to piss on.
Oh, she lied.
She showed her finger. Yeah.
She says Ross is honest and doesn't sugarcoat anything, but Tony is a liar and a cheater. And yet this is where Ross ends. I don't know. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of talk about him.
But you haven't, the thing is that she hasn't really known Ross in real life, though. That's where she goes wrong. They say whatever the hell they want to please you while they're in jail or prison. But then when they get out, just like Tony did, it's a completely different person. So what's to say Ross isn't the exact same way?
Right.
Angela's saying that this is emotional. It's like up and down. And Ross says, well, this is what causes like all this with this emotional roller coaster. Everything that Angela chooses, basically, she causes this for herself. And he's making Angela cry.
She said that the fight that they had when she left him or whatever to go find Tony was over a book that she had made for him. And there was a page that was somewhat vulgar and she didn't feel like he appreciated it. This reminds me a lot of the steak and blowjob thing. Like
Yeah.
she was offended that the response wasn't what she had hoped it would be, understandably.
Well, apparently this made him cut her off, and that's when she started talking to Tony. Now, the only thing I can think of, and it would be the same case with Tony, whereas Tony did not want a blowjob from Angela. And I don't know, maybe Ross does not think of Angela in a vulgar way. If we're going to put it vulgar, maybe that's not how he's looking at her. And she's just kind of pushing the sexual subject on him. I don't know.
She seems like a sexual person, you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
seems very important to her. So Ross tells her that if she shows up at his door, they're going somewhere, whether it's to a hotel, a motel, or camping. And he tells her that he has a pellet gun and a fishing pole in the back of his car.
But I don't know why they'd have to leave and go to a motel or a hotel or camping, which was weird. Like, why is he homeless?
Or he could be in a halfway house.
Oh, but he would have to get a pass then, right?
I don't know. I don't know much about that.
So, and then he uses the good old excuse, my phone is dying, so now I have to go now. And he says, I love you. And he wants her to come visit him. So she's going to go to, I think it was Indiana, right? Indiana?
I'm not sure. She says she loves Ross and she wants to experience him in the free world, and that she hasn't seen him in a long time, and touching him freely would feel like the best thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Sarah, Michael, and Maria. Sarah says that Michael is just behaving like Michael does.
Yeah, he doesn't live in the real world, but Sarah, needless to say, is starting to get excited to have everyone at the party. I hope that she can get her head out of her ass and focus on her children.
I hope so. She's introducing everyone who is showing up at the party to Malcolm, which is good.
Yeah, again, because in the 3 months they've been dating, no one has met Malcolm.
That's so
Here's
weird.
She says, I think she introduces her to him to her aunt, right?
Oh, I
Or
don't know.
something? I don't know.
She said she really wanted Michael and Malcolm to meet before the party, but he'd never answer the phone, so there was no way to introduce them. Again, only you are concerned about this. I don't think Malcolm would have cared. Like, this was a non issue that she just kept on, kept on, kept on.
Yeah. Also, this is a very new relationship, and some people don't even introduce their children to the relationship this early on.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be weird to Michael. Like, why are you introducing me to like a man you've been dating for only a few months? Like, as if he is gonna be my children's stepdad. Like, why am I me? So I kind of get it a little bit.
But she's
Like,
not
she's placing a
saying
lot.
he's going to be
No,
their
but
stepdad.
she's placing a lot of importance on the fact that Michael and Malcolm need to meet, though. That's where the weirdness comes in,
I
because
see that. Yeah.
I would think it would be more of an issue, say they were dating for 6 months, a year, something where it's proving it's gonna be more serious, and that Michael and Malcolm should meet if Malcolm's gonna be in his children's life. But Michael does not think like this. This is not
No.
important to Michael. So she needs to check herself.
Well, Michael pulls up, and as soon as he pulls up, Sarah runs outside to meet him. And Emmy says she doesn't understand why Michael would even want to come, knowing that nobody there likes him. The thing is Michael feels so entitled to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants to do it. He's walking in there and he thinks everything should be centered around him. Oh, look, I'm the daddy at my daughter's party because I'm such a good dad.
It's weird that he's not concerned with the amount of people that would be not happy with him when he walks into that place.
Dude, what if Malcolm was 6'5", 250 or some shit like that?
He's gonna throw him across the across the parking lot.
What now, bad boy?
It's like, oh no, it's just Megan's dad. He was the size of Megan's dad.
Yeah.
Malcolm, here's my boyfriend.
Malcolm says he wishes Michael would have been man enough to show up and meet before the party. Why, though? Again, I just don't. If you're an adult,
Yeah.
then yes, but he's always known. There's no way that Sarah didn't complain about Michael to Malcolm. Malcolm knows what kind of guy Michael is.
I find it funny that Sarah's like, I don't want any fighting at this party, but she's literally creating a scenario where there could be fighting at this party.
Yep. And Sarah tells Michael that she wishes he would have communicated with her. And he says, that's understandable. And she says, well, then why didn't you do that? He, of course, doesn't answer.
No. He doesn't want to meet a man that he's like, I don't want to meet a man that you just met. I'm here for my daughter's birthday. I'm not here to meet your boyfriend. Okay, that's a good point. That is a good point. And they start fighting, and he just starts to walk towards the party building without her.
Yep.
Like, that's going to go well.
Next up, Brittany and Marcelino. And Brittany and her sister walk up to their mom's apartment, and Brittany is livid.
Yeah, she looks like she's about to kill someone. Mom kind of jumps up and like starts coughing and goes outside like really quickly.
And Brittany asks where her sister's money is, and Mom doesn't answer.
And as she looks at her and she goes, are you tweaking? And she goes, I was asleep. I'm sorry. I'm on Brittany's page. It looked like she was tweaking.
100%. No question asked.
I've seen it. It looks like that's what she was doing.
Yeah, and Brittany yells, look at your nose.
That's from picking, right? She would be picking at sores.
I'm not sure, because it looked like her nostril was open. And it was really red. So it does look like she might have been picking at it. I'm not sure what her drug of choice is. I don't think they ever mention it.
No.
Alcohol, but
I know we heard in pills, but I think she's done more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And Brittany blatantly asks her, are you doing drugs? And she's just is like, look, I know what addiction is. I know what addiction looks like. You can't fool her.
Well, when she calls her mom out for having the scab nose, she goes, oh, it's a pimple. That was not a pimple.
Yeah, no.
Come the fuck on.
No.
And her sister asks her mom where her money is, and Mom says she bought some pills. So I was really surprised that she answered, like, yeah, I did steal your money, and I bought drugs with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like we said, like, we know Mom's abusing pills, but Brittany also thinks she's using other drugs as well. And Mom is just being, like, totally dismissive and just says, leave me alone. And this is a completely different version of Mom than we've seen so far.
Right. Well, Brittany, after Mom says leave her alone, Brittany says that's exactly what's going to happen, because we're packing Nicole's stuff, which is her sister, and she's moving to Alaska with their dad.
Yeah, she thinks she's going to ruin her sister's future. I didn't think Dad was that great either, though. What's going on with that?
Well, from my understanding, Dad left Mom because she wouldn't get clean. She wouldn't get her life together. Brittany says, I let you see your grandkids, and you dipped out and left them with Nicole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so Brittany's mom is almost 50, and she's just like, this is ridiculous. Clearly, she thinks older than 50.
She looks way older than 50.
Yeah.
Brittany says, until you address your addiction, we're done with you.
Yeah, and Mom gets up, and this is the second point or part in this episode where someone whacks the camera. Mom hits the camera, walks out.
She says, later days. Who is your VIP for this week?
I'm going to go with Lamar, because not that it's right for her to be able to do all those crazy things to him, but he puts up with her antics in front of the kids without retaliating. Like when she throws food on him, he just sits there. And, I'm not saying anyone, but she's lucky that he doesn't just wail her. You know what I mean? She's done so much shit to him, and he just sits there like he's supposed to, I guess.
I don't know why he takes it. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
He loves her, I guess. I mean, but I wouldn't. I mean, enough's enough.
Exactly.
That was terrible.
I chose Tommy for just being a really nice person and a really good friend.
And that he built that cool lamp.
And he built that cool lamp for her. And your POS?
Brittany's mom, for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm. I chose Andrea for jumping to conclusions and thinking her way is the only way.
Yeah.
So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup, Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
First date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told the clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, 1 rose from a gas station. She said, "Aw, babe, now that's validation." We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone. Even snuck it in once, pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm. Except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' the crowd. She said, "Don't mess up," I said, "Bet." Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.